Hello, beautiful, vibrant souls. I'm so glad that we could join together today. All right, let's talk about these three cards. We've got a little bit different energy coming through here, so let's see what we got going on here. I don't pull this card often for collective readings. It seems like it's been some time, but because I feel like this character is an enigma, and a lot of people don't necessarily find this energy relatable. It's a very specific phase. It's a very specific type of experience. I like to describe the Father of Wands as you're sitting there with your friends, you're having dinner, you're having drinks, and all of a sudden somebody walks in the room and you look at them and then you look at them again because something is about them that you can't quite put your finger on. They don't necessarily stick out. There's not anything in their appearance that would necessarily draw your attention to them. It's not necessarily that they're loud and drawing attention to themselves, though they can be. It's more typically that they have a kind of mysterious, enigmatic type energy. They draw a lot of curiosity to them. They're a don't call me, I'll call you kind of a person. So they don't relate well to everyone. They don't speak a lot about their personal lives to just anyone. They're very private. So if you build trust with them, which often takes time, they will share with you some of the deeper parts of self, and you will be absolutely blown away at their depth. They're the type of person that thinks far more than they speak. They know far more than they let people know that they know. So I'm getting that someone has either gotten your attention or you've recognized that maybe it's time for you to be that person, to think more than you speak, to do a little bit less, a lot less chasing. We don't need to go after things that aren't meant for us. Um, he's extremely diplomatic, though. If you get to know him, if you take the opportunity to truly appreciate this energy. Again, it's not for everyone. Um, a fair and balanced type of a person. He's gone through far more than a lot of people have experienced, and he's managed to control his emotions in a way that many cannot. Um, but he is a man or a type of person that demands accountability. Does not want to hear all of this. He wants to see it. So oftentimes, you will see people trying to get his attention or trying to uh, be impressive to this character, and they will get no response. Doesn't interest them. You have to be authentic and genuine, and they will gladly sit back and watch and wait until something gets their attention. I think the value here is one, we don't want to underestimate people based on our initial impressions of them. These are very intelligent, very kind, compassionate, generous people, but the way that they demonstrate love is not in this, grand gestures type of a thing. It doesn't mean that they don't like to be loved loudly, but they're very selective about who they let in, and I think that may be the bigger part of this card right now. We're going to be celebrating something very soon here. There's some warm energy of getting together with people, finding your tribe, of celebrating your accomplishments, of um, being able to really relax in your element and be among people that love and cherish you for who you are. It definitely feels like something worthwhile. It's something that's come up over a long period of time, and you're so grateful, and you're finally having accomplished this. And we've got the Six of Cups to kind of kind of bring it back home. This is where it comes into, it's not just people that you love and that love you. It's people that really truly know you, that you have history with, or something connected to your past, something connected to your family or where you're from, that draws you back to these periods of time. I'm getting, for some of you, there is a reconnection with that inner child. It allows you to dig into some healing energy. It allows you to work towards some goal that you've held for a long period of time, that you feel very strongly that is just a part of who you are, and it now is obvious that you need to complete this task. This is something that you've wanted for a long time. And when you get back in touch with these people that know you and love you, and you've been around them a long time, you become more connected to that, and you become reminded of the importance of that. And still, I'm getting this, that doesn't mean we tell everybody about it. There very well may be a need for privacy in this case. There's going to be some people that have opinions about what you're doing and where you're going with it, and I'm feeling very strongly that this is something to kind of be kept under wraps and kept privately for a while. People that know you and love you understand, and they're the people that will celebrate alongside of you. There are plenty of people that will um, create impressions about who you are based on what little information they have to go on. And let them. Let them do that. It doesn't matter. It's not relevant to the situation, but that could be uncomfortable for some people. And there's this energy of wanting to correct it and wanting to know this is who I really am, trying to demonstrate. And we don't demonstrate. We don't talk about it. We do it. We act. We it's a show me, don't tell me kind of a situation. So keep that in mind if this is about you. Uh, we have our stag spirit take the lead in growth. Um, I want to expand my consciousness. And my stag spirit goes along with that Father of Wands in the previous pull. Um, he is the type that leads and does not follow. This is a situation where you don't have anyone who has forged ahead and shown you the way to do this. Or perhaps they've done it in a way that suited their goals but didn't suit yours. And you have this hesitancy to propelling yourself forward because you don't exactly know how it's supposed to be done. But I think there's a lot of people that are actually watching you, see what you do, not to scrutinize, not to judge you for what you're doing that way, but because they too are looking to be inspired. They're looking to be shown what it's like for someone to head forward in their goals, to take the lead, to take the reins, to do what it takes to address their own healing and their own growth in a unique way that hasn't been done before, and something that hasn't been demonstrated by others before. So this is a different kind of energy coming forward with this concentration in having to do it your own way and do it for yourself personally. Do it so that others can get an idea of how to begin themselves, but more importantly, perhaps how to demonstrate to them how to get started. Um, they want to be inspired on how to move forward. And so there's a situation where you're just kind of hoping somebody else will step up. And these cards are saying there's nobody else that's going to step up. It's you. You were the one who were chosen for this task. You might be the only person in your family group. You might be the only person in your friend group who's been willing to go this route, to do this thing, to expand your life, to to approach things in a different way, to step outside that box. And you're not going to find anybody else who's more qualified to do it than you. So if you were waiting for some uh, additional reassurance and does it really have to be me? I don't want to be in the leader of this. What if I do it wrong? And nobody else was going to do it. So you don't have to be perfect. You just have to show people that sometimes they have to be brave and step forward and be the person that does the thing, that takes the first steps. And it doesn't mean that you can't encourage other people to participate in this and you can't ask their guidance and ask for their opinions and ask for feedback, because that's an important part about being a leader as well, is involving the people around you, um, showing them that they're valuable as well, encouraging them to be able to step up. But a lot of this is about you taking the lead because no one else is going to do it, and it's for you, and nobody's done it in a way that gives you a blueprint of how it's supposed to be done. So who's going to who's gonna take the first step? I promise, though, in this situation, once you take that first step, every step that comes afterwards is far easier. So it may feel a little bit like, I don't know if I can do this. I'm not sure if I'm ready. I don't think I'm capable. I'm definitely not the person that people should look up to. Um, but you have been chosen in this situation to do that. So this is actually your role, and you are more than qualified. And um, people will be inspired by your effort and energy to do something different and to go ahead and take charge and to be the person that says what needs to be said or does what needs to be done, and does something new with it, does something different, does something that's never been done before. We're just going to go ahead and rephrase the first two um, messages in another way. We're going to say it again because it's that good. Um, Your life is a canvas, so manifestation and creative accountability and courage. Again, you are being called to step forward and do what's right for you. You are being called to take the first step to create what it is that you desire. And it's suggesting that it's going to be difficult for you, that maybe it's not been done before, it's not been done in your family, it's not been done in your friend group. Maybe you don't have any great examples to follow. You have an idea, or you have something that you desire, you have something that you want, and you don't know how to go forward. You just know that this is something that you want. So you've kind of got some ideas of some first steps, and it's like you've been waiting for someone else to do those first steps for you. They're not gonna. There's nobody that can do this for you except you. It's got to be you. It's got to be you, and it's you're the best person for it. There's really no one else. It's always been you. It's always been your choice to push forward, to do things in a way that suit you best, to that go outside the box, that are against the grain. Um, you've known this since you were young and um, didn't quite fit in. Um, Always a little different, always a little standing to the side, always a little bit unsure and hesitating to join in to whatever everyone else was doing because it just didn't quite fit what you wanted to do. But now you've come up with a plan. Now you have an idea. You see a vision. You see what you want. Spirit's saying you have to take the leap. You have to be brave. You have to be the person to step forward and do the thing. Other people will see it and be inspired by it, and that energy will continue to propel you forward because it'll make you feel good about what you're doing. But the first step is going to be the hard step. That's the step that gets everybody tripped up. That's the part that nobody wants to do. Because when you put yourself out there first, everybody's looking at you and they're watching you, and you think that they're watching you for every single mistake that you're going to make. That's just not why they're watching you. They're watching you to be inspired. They're watching you to see what they could maybe take from this. What could they do for themselves? How could they use that power that you've used going forward to do something amazing? And it's not exactly what the same thing that you're doing that they want to do, but they've been thinking too. I wish I had the courage to step forward and do that thing. I wish I had the courage to push forward and say the thing that needs to be said, to create that organization, to bring these people together for a cause, to tell my team leader or my boss at work something that we should be doing or we could be doing better. Start that business. There's so much that I'm getting in regards to this. There's so many people that are just sitting there with these great ideas, with these amazing takes on things that can be accomplished, and so many beautiful creations that could be made. And it's like you're just waiting for somebody else to do the work. You're the one with the idea. You're the one with the vision. You're the one who's supposed to do the work. And yes, there will be people that are watching you. Yeah, they absolutely will be. But as I learned, when I first started learning to skate, I would go out and I would be practicing very hard. And it made me feel as though people were practicing to watch me fall. They're like waiting for me to fall. But even when I did fall, even when I stumbled, like I would just get back up and continue. And for the longest time, I thought, well, that must be their entertainment because they were waiting for me to fall and they got it. But what I discovered instead was that they were admiring how bold I was to just go out there and practice in front of everyone. And when I fell, they didn't say, ha ha ha, she fell. It was, look at how she got back up. Look at how that didn't bother her. Now that makes me want to go out there and learn. That makes me want to go out there and practice because that's commitment. That's the type of qualities that so few people are willing to act on, to actually demonstrate and to put in the work for. That's what these cards are asking of you. They're asking for you to step forward and do the work. And it's not because people want to see you fail or they want to make fun of you for not succeeding. They want to be inspired by what you're doing. They want to be emboldened by the fact that you're willing to go out there and do what's never been done before. And maybe you will stumble a little bit and maybe you will fall. But they're not going to be cheering that. They're going to cheer when you get back up and you keep going. That's what they're waiting for. They're waiting to see what you do with all of this because they want to do it too. So your role in this is about creating your own life, but there's something greater here behind it that you do for others. And it's difficult, I think, to get past when it comes to deciding to take those first steps. That's why it requires so much bravery and so much courage. So grateful for you to be here on this journey with me. I couldn't do it without you. See you next time.